next 15 minutes, we'll be hearing from Madam Anne Murungi. She is the Commercial Director of Indigo Homes here in Ghana. She's an accomplished business development professional in the hospitality and real estate sectors. She also has over 18 years of experience in the industry. And so, with a round of applause, let's put our hands together for Madam Anne Murungi. Actually, with a standing ovation, let's give it for her. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I told you they're beautiful. Oh. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay. So, I'd like to introduce one great woman to you. Her name is Cheryl Mills. And just like you, she's a career woman. She's an executive. She worked in the White House with President Bill Clinton. She was also the chief of staff for Hillary Clinton. And she was the senior vice president of New York University. We all know New York University. We want our children to go there. We aspired to go there. And she's actually the inner core of Hillary Clinton's team. Now, this phenomenal lady, ladies and gentlemen, she's actually an investor in Ghana. She's the founder and CEO of Indigo Homes, Ghana. She's one of us. She could fit in this room today. So ladies and gentlemen, when we talk real estate, we can do it. We can come from wherever backgrounds we've come from, and we can excel. She's a trade setter. She has developed phenomenal homes. If you know Ayi Mensa Park on your way to Ebri, it was a first. It changed the lifestyle living in the industry. It's still commanding a lot of respect. It's still a benchmark in the industry. And this is a woman. This is a woman's dream, all right? So, and that's where I work. So I work for a woman. Yeah, I'm making a woman realize her dream, all right? So when we are here today as women, I know there's a lot that we go to women empowerment. We have our circle of friends. We have the girl child development. But ladies, when you look at the woman next to you today, you can harness a lot from her. In this room, we can grow business. In this room, we can sign new contract. In this room, we can develop new talent, all right? In this room, you can get that employee you've been looking for. So when we walk out of this room today, let's make deliberate effort to make a change, to connect, and to do business together, all right? So here we are, and this is so many of us in this room. You know, we said we are career women. We've been in the industry. We've done 18 years. We've done 15 years. So many of us can say 40% of our businesses is through the referrals that we have, right? We thrive in referrals. And others can say, I've built my business for years. I know what I do. I started when this side of town was just a bush. You know, we can talk. We have those stories in this room, right? The other one can say, you know what, every year I go to 5 exhibitions and I exhibit. So I know where my business, I know my source markets, and every year I must be present in my source markets, true? And another one can say, I have a very huge diaspora business. I know we've had that conversation with one or two of us this morning, that my bigger market is diaspora, all right? And someone else can say, all developers know me. I've been in the industry long enough. Every developer knows me. So they call me whenever their developments are ready. And someone can say, I've been in the industry for 10 years, 18 years, 20 years, 5, 2. So we have all these stories. But guess what? When technology enters a market, it disrupts it, whether you like it or not. All the stories are good. All what we've built over the years is perfect. It's amazing. It's working for us. But when technology enters a market, there is disruption. We all know hotels, all right? The Hiltons, Intercontinentals, Kempinski's, African Regent. But guess what? Today, Airbnb, which doesn't own a single hotel, is making $113 billion a year. started in 2008 when all these brands had established. Some of them say we were present since 1962, 1889, 19. But someone entered in 2008 and is making 113 billion with no single asset. All right? Now, taxis, it holds very dear to me because as a working mom, when my little girl was growing up, I had this taxi driver. His name was Peter. Peter knew my mother. Peter knew all my sisters where they live. Peter knew my daughter's weekend program. Peter knew everything. He just ran that part of my department in the house. All right. So anytime my daughter needed to go for her piano lessons, Peter knew he has to do a trip down God knows where, come back empty, pick my daughter, take her somewhere, and sit there for a couple of hours for her to finish her lessons and bring her back home. Today I don't need him because in my midst of being so organized and sometimes very disorganized, I know I can get a taxi within 5 minutes. I know even within 3 minutes. And is she safe? Relatively so, because I can trace where she is, if the taxi has stopped, what's the taxi's name, what's the registration, and I can complain, and I can rate that driver. Where is my Peter today? As trusted and loved as he was by my family, because he was part of me, my life. Where is he today? So, ladies and gentlemen, today, Uber in Africa alone is making 131 million trips a month. Uber alone. I'm not talking about Nyango. I'm not talking about Bolt. I'm not talking about... And Peter is still somewhere. I'm not talking about Peter. Uber alone is making 131 million trips a month. So, ladies, please, when you hear technology, you've got to listen because it's going to change. And tell you what, again, if you look at hotels, how many of us use Booking.com, Expedia, TripAdvisor? And there's a travel agent somewhere, right? We know our travel agents, and we loved them. But today, you can book your trip online. And same is happening to our industry. We've got to listen, all right? So if you go to the next page, 94% of corporate and big corporate companies are using social media. They're on digital platform. And out of those, 85% says it's given them business exposure. 74%, and that's a big number, say just by spending 6 hours a week, they've seen increase of traffic into their websites. And others have seen leads. Quite a number of them, about 65% are using it as market intelligence. You know what your competition is doing. You know the new entrants in the market. You know how the market is reacting to your competitor's product. You know how the market is reacting to your product. And you can tell the product life cycle because of the new people and the new evolving ways of doing things within your sector. So we cannot afford to be out of the digital space. And I know, I'm over 40. So, social media founders, you know, we are the ones who used to do advertising in the magazines. We are the ones who had to get our CEOs into the newspaper, all right? We are the ones who would buy a billboard no matter what and hold it for 3 years and make sure we renew before the second year so that that is your permanent spot. So I come from, I call it the old age marketing. And so social media comes, and I had to struggle to get into Facebook and really get comfortable. And as I thought I was doing really well, I could do a live on Facebook. My daughter was like, no, I'm not going to be on Facebook. I'll be on Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm coming there. So I moved to Instagram very quickly. And when I landed there, I thought I could trace and track what she's doing every day. She's like, oh, no, Mom, nowadays we're on Snapchat. I'm like, what? And then TikTok. And then my marketing manager the other day comes and tells me I need a budget because I have some TikTokers coming to do something in the development. I'm like, wait, what? You know, so I am unlearning and learning every day. And that's what we all got to do. We have to unlearn, the ones who are in my age, and learn again. And the ones who are coming up, you are in the right space. You just got to add some old school into what you're doing and you will thrive. You've got to just add a little. We know, you know, we are not dinosaurs, right? There's something we know. So learn a bit of what we know add it to those new ways of doing things that we are running to catch up on, and you're in the right space, all right? So what does technology mean today? Technology means increased efficiency, all right? Technology means better customer service, and technology means data-driven decisions. Sometimes I wonder how people used to do it when it was just a telegraph. You know, where you had to count the number of letters. I don't know, I think, how many of us know about the telegraph? I might be talking to my people. I think we are about 10 in this room that know it. So you had to count the number of letters, you'll be charged by the number of letters, and you send that, and it's printed on the other side and delivered to your client. I wonder how they used to do business, because they still had tourism going, they still had real estate doing, but you had to wait for that telegraph. And I wonder how they used to close business, because for me today, before I close business, I've done a couple of emails back and forth and WhatsApp messages back and forth and a few calls. But I think they had their own way of doing things, and they were quite efficient. But anyway, here we are today in a very fast-paced world, in a very impatient world, and in a world that doesn't want to be bombarded with a lot of stuff. They just want a touch-and-go solution on lifelong decisions. Because when we talk real estate, we are talking of big-ticket items. We are talking of lifelong investments. We are talking of big money, right? But still, they want a touch-and-go kind of solution. So you have to look at your efficiency as a real estate professional. How efficient are you in your space? If your client calls today, are you accessible? If I had more time, I would have taken you through a practical example. I would have told you, all of you go to your website, if you have one. Give the person next to you your website. Let them try and contact you. Let's see how fast you can be reached. Some of us are still the top executives where contact us form. There is no telephone, no address, no nothing, because you do not want to be disturbed, because you want to look big corporate. All right? Some of us have a WhatsApp button where you just press, send a message, and within minutes, someone responds. That's where business is going today. All right? So go back and audit yourself. Go back and audit your way of being reached as an entrepreneur. How reachable are you? And I say, as you set up these ways of being seen and being heard, be ready to respond. Because also there's a lot of clutter that will come along. Have the right tools to be able to quickly sift through and quickly respond to the prospective leads. Because someone will come asking for a job, someone will like you and want to marry you, there will be a lot coming through that efficiency button, and there will be that business worth $1 million. So you've got to really have a tool to sieve through. Number two, I say business is both, especially sales. The people in sales, I know real estate is big. I have a lady who does transport and construction material delivery. Where is she? Christy. Thumbs up. Well done. Clap for that lady. She's one of the ladies I met in the room. I know many of you might be in the same space. Do we have an architect? Yep. Well done. Well done. Do we have project managers in real estate? Good job. Good job. Well done. I have a lot of respect, and architects and actuarial scientists, I have a lot of respect for the women in that space, because we all know how dominated it is by the men. So keep it up. Please mentor more to join you in your industry. So for this one, I'll talk to the ladies in business development. Sales is an art and a science. Are we together? Sales is an art and a science. There is the aspect of being able to speak eloquently, smile, look good, charm your client, and close business. But it's the science bit of it where you have to mine data to know where your audience is, where your market is, who else are they looking at, what's their competition, what will set you apart, what's your USP, what's your competitor's USP, and that's where data is. And you've got to be in the digital space to mine data every day. Know yourself, know what sets you apart, but most importantly, know who else is around you, know your competition. So that's what the digital technology does. And just to talk and to brush through this, I think number one is your presence. Where can you be found? And I say, gone are the days where the CEOs, MDs, and founders used to sit back. Facebook, do we know the owner? Do we know the owner of Facebook? Is he present? Does he speak? Do we know his life? We even knew he has a newborn baby, right? All right. Elon Musk, do we know him? Yes. He is rich. He is wealthy. Does he have to be known by us? Dangote, do we know him? Ladies, you cannot separate your profile from your business if you're growing. Your presence is critical, and your business presence is even more critical. Because we know Elon Musk of Tesla, or Twitter, quite infamous there, but I'll have my...
He made a mess.
Well, and then we know, who else do we know? We know Dangote and the cement and the many other factories. I need to know Carol of XYZ company. I know Hannah of eWells. I know Amma of BDZ. I know Danswa of. Please be known, you of your company. Yeah? It's good. Some of us know Anne as Mama Nicole, Mom to Nicole. It's okay. I mean, those are titles we as women cannot take away from ourselves. But when it comes to our spaces as career women, we need to be known and be known by what we do. It's very important for our business growth. Number 2, response time. When a client reaches out to you, please note they might have talked to 3, 4 other people. So you got to be very fast. Number 3 is how easy is it to do transaction with your business? Are you the type who fill in this form before I get back to you? Pay X amount before my person talks to you? Do XYZ? Yes, it's important to have systems in your company, but how easy is it for people to go through all those systems? And number 4 is interfacing. What are you selling? What are you listing? How accessible is it? How that information can be seen? And number 3, if you have a team and they're out there selling on your behalf, do they have a touch of a button and say, just give me a minute, let me check? Yes, it's available. Give me a minute, let me check. No, actually someone bid for it yesterday. Do we have such technology that even our team can be able to use to be more efficient? And lastly, the use of digital media. That's your social media spaces, your newsletters, and the rest. So I would not go through all this because this is some of the things you need to do. Online listing, data analysis, have a customer, a lead management, a customer management system in place. Because your history, the history you're building over time, dictates where your business is going. And that's where you get your referrals from. That's why you know your trends. So you need to have that. You need to do virtual tours because we are online. Your customer all over the world needs to know exactly what you're selling. And then I want to go down very quickly because I want to dwell on the last one, personal profiling. Be deliberate in how you profile yourself as a business owner or even as a career person. Your profile is key because that's what builds network for you. That's what opens doors for you. That's what your profile is key. All right? And I would want you to look around the room and look at some of the women you admire and go back and see how they've profiled themselves over the years. Personal profiling got to be there. So lastly, one of the things that we've got to understand is digital media does not just happen. You need to have a plan. Same way you plan for the year in terms of your budgets, how much you want to make. I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope at the beginning of the year you say, my business, this is my trajectory over the year. And use that to pace yourself. And when you reach halfway, you need to look at it. Do I need to forecast? Am I meeting my goals? Do you have a boat that keeps you on your toes in business? Please have that. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to digital space, technology, you've got to have a marketing plan for it. You've got to know that with my market, summers, I have a bit of diaspora coming. December, I have a bit of diaspora coming. Therefore, what's my messaging? Then, what's my messaging after? Who do I talk to between this space? Who do I want to speak to between Easter? And write it down and spend on it. And check your return on investment. Did it get you more likes? Oh, likes are good. Are you being liked by the right market? Are you getting the right questions? Are you getting more leads? Who is viewing? Who is watching your videos? What are they saying about it? Please look at your return on investment. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anne Murungi. I'm a mother. I have so many balls in the air. I'm a mother. I'm an employee. I'm thinking about my career. I have a whole community. I have two communities. I have a community in Kenya and I have a community in Ghana. So I have a lot of social things to balance. I'm a relative. Still have demands from my relatives. I didn't come for my wedding. Your aunties, grandmothers who passed away, you didn't come. I have a lot of that. I'm a relative. And I am me. I still have the girl in me that needs to be taken care of. I still need to do away with my wrinkles. I still need to look good and shed off a few wherever. I'm a woman. And I believe we are all in that space. We all have these and many other balls in the air. All right? But don't forget, you still remember the first lady I introduced you to, Cheryl? She has them as well. So it's no excuse for us not to excel. Thank you very much.
Let's put our hands together again for her. She's done so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.